We've had some gorgeous weather recently, so I've been riding this board a lot. We're fast approaching 1,300 miles on this battery. So what we're going to do is we brought it outside while the weather's so nice. We're going to strip it down and we're going to do some basic maintenance, some basic cleaning, and then we're going to put it all back together. I'm going to install some new pulley bearings and some new skid plates. I love the UK when it's like this. Yes. Okay, so a quick overview of what we've got. So there's the boosted board. As you can see, it's looking a bit worn. This is my workhorse, and it's been running like an absolute beaut for the last year and a half. What we have at the moment, we've got a hoover. We're going to use that in a little bit with a brush nozzle. We've got our skate tool, the hex tools. We've got some pliers. We've got our tools for removing the battery pack. We've got a soft brush. We've got some bearing cleaner, some bone speed cream. We've got a fully paraffin wax candle, which we're going to use in a little bit. We've got a grater. We've got our new pulley bearings. We've got some brand new skid plates. We have some whoa, don't knock that over. We've got some wet wipes, white vinegar and salt. That's for any kind of rusted parts that we have. I'm going to chuck them in there whilst we work on the rest of the board and then dry them off and get them back. We've got a little container to put all our parts in as we're taking them off, and last but not least, we've got some paper towels. So yeah, let's strip this thing down and let's give it some TLC. So what we're going to do first is just completely strip the whole deck down. Means the battery off, the ESC off, the back motor, trucks off, the front trucks, the whole thing's going to get stripped down, so we're left with just the deck on its own. I'm not going to clean the bearings out. The reason being is I've not long cleaned them out. So if you want to see a video about how to clean your bearings, and I mean completely stripping the bearing apart, taking all the balls out and giving it a good clean, check this video out up here. Okay, so that's a complete strip down on the board in about 5 minutes, if that, less than 5 minutes. I mean, look at the state of the thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this up just with wet wipes. Just wet wipes. Dry it off with a paper towel and clean this whole thing up. It's sealed really well, so all the connections are absolutely fine. Heading over to the trucks, like I said, we're going to swap out the skid plates. The skid plates actually, even after all these miles, that they'd be fine, but I'm just going to swap them out because if you look at the video up in the top right corner now, you'll see how this happened. It wasn't my fault, but the bottom side of the skid plate is it's cracked out. We've got some brand new ones. So I got these when I won the boosted board competition for the best named board. I think I got like second or third place or something, and they give me like a $50 voucher, so I got 2 boxes of spare skid plates. This board, by the way, is called January 29th. It's just the date that I got it. That's all it's called, but it's spelled like January 29th. That's the name of my board. Boosted seemed to like it, so yeah, thanks Boosted for the extra skid plates. So yeah, so I'm going to swap these out. I'm not going to swap out the belts. These belts have done a lot of miles. These are romp, but they're still good to go. So if I swap them out for the new set, I always have a spare set of romp belts with me. But if I swap them out, I'm just wasting a set of belts. So I'm going to keep these belts on them until they need replacing. The screws in here, I don't know if you can see them, but they're looking they're looking rusted, so they're going to go into, let's try and get some good light. It's so nice out today. You can just kind of make it out now. There's a shadow there, but yeah, these they're going to go into the white vinegar salt solution and give them a good clean. That's down here. I kept it out and the sun's that hot today, it's kind of evaporating. Yeah, let's crack on with it. Tell you what though, I did start doing this quite late. It's nearly 3 o'clock and the Liverpool match is on in like 20 minutes time, so I'm going to do what I can now. I'm going to go and ride the boosted mini up to my mother-in-law's, and I'm going to watch the Liverpool match. Then I'm going to come back and carry on with this. So if the light suddenly shifts and changes, that's why I've just been enjoying the match. I might have had a few Swifties as well, so if I'm a little bit pissed, I won't be pissed, but yeah, whatever. That's an annoying thing, but I think there's a stone in this. It's driving me mad. I'll have to take this apart and see if we can get the stone out. There's definitely a stone in there. It's driving me insane. Oh, I forgot to mention the whole reason I'm doing this, like I said, was I'm going to put the new pulley bearings in. I've got new FlatLand3D pulley bearings. I damaged the casing on the bearing, which again I think is causing a bit of a rattle. So it's either that or it's that. Anyway, let's carry on. So yeah, that's the best I'm probably going to get it. So some of these marks that you can kind of see that are like ground into the bamboo, so I'm not going to be able to get that out where the battery casing was, but I've scrubbed it all down and it's looking lovely. One of my favourite things about stripping down the deck is you forget how light like a loaded deck is. I mean, I love the loaded Vanguard deck. When I strip it down like this, it makes me want to buy just a longboard, just a Vanguard deck, or maybe one of the other loaded decks. Just throw a set of wheels on it and just go to standard longboarding. I might do that. Well, that was rubbish. So Liverpool won, but they lost the league because Man City won. So, alright guys. So yeah, cruise on the Mini. Obviously the board's in bits, so cruise on the Mini back home. And that's it. Back at it. Right, okay, so we're back. Liverpool didn't win, but silver linings. That was an awesome barbecue. Like a really good barbecue. Let's get back to looking after the board. Okay, so before we give this a clean up, this is the ESC, and we've got a bit of rattling going on there, so I'm going to find out what is inside it. So let's put it down there a second. There it is. And that is what has been driving me insane for days. I'm as simple as a bloody stone. Gonna give this a clean out. Let's clean everything. Let's clean everything. May as well. Let's do with a bit of a clean as well. Just to make clear, anyone who's kind of doing this, you've got the two different types of screws. You've got the pointed and the flat. The pointed are going to go into the actual enclosure itself. You've got 4 points in the enclosure, and then the flat end, you've got 4 that are going to go into the heatsink vents on the other side. I keep having to like do bits and bobs and run errands and stuff while I'm trying to do this, and time's moving on. It's starting to get like the evening chill in now, so but we're going to carry on. I think it's time to move on to the rear motor trucks and break all that down. We're going to install these new pulley bearings. Really excited to have these in because it's the first time I'm going to have new pulley bearings on the board. I think it's going to make a big difference to just the feeling of the board, because I've been riding for a while now with this like clickety bearing, which has been driving me insane. So it's going to be nice to have like this fresh, new, clean, almost brand spanking new board. Looking forward to it. So yeah, let's break down this this rear truck. Okay, so it's time to focus on you. Let's get the deck out of the way. Okay, so there's my cracked skid plate because I made the mistake of letting some other person who's never ridden a board before ride my board. Never again. Like I say, check that video up. There you'll get the full story as to what happened there. There's no biggie. So I've been riding on this other side for a while now. So these are my stock skid plates. Like I say, 1,300 miles. 1,300 miles, and that's not bad. It's time for some new ones. Okay, so I'm going to kind of split this down a little bit. The main reason is, one, to give it a bit of a clean up, and the other reason is to put a bit of wax shavings into the bushing cup to stop any kind of squeaks, and also into the bushing seat in here as well. I've done like a once over, give it an inspection, like kind of all over, and so far these trucks look fine. I'm not concerned about the trucks in any way, which is good considering it's a V2. So these screws from the motor caps are looking a little bit rusted, so we're going to put these in our white vinegar and salt solution, and we're going to leave them to soak for a little bit. You can obviously just buy some new ones. You can get this, same size screws, but obviously, they'll be good once they're cleaned up. They'll be good to go. So why not give them a clean? We're all about being green and eco-friendly and what have you, so if you can clean them and reuse them, then why not? So we'll leave them over there to soak. Meanwhile, we're going to clean all this up. Clean this up. And like I said, we're going to put some wax shavings. You can use like soap flakes 100% paraffin, like wax shavings. They work a lot better in the bushing cups and in like the bushing seat. You can put it on your washers as well, just kind of rub it along the washers, and it just kind of creates that extra little level of surface lubricant, just to stop the board from squeaking. That squeak you might get when you're carving and what have you. So with that, we're going to clean this up and we're going to apply the wax into these now. These motor caps are looking pretty battered now. Gonna give them a clean up. Gonna give it a blast, clean it up. But you could probably do with, I don't know, if you were to maintain them, you'd want to sandblast them and then repaint them. I'm not going to do that. You could clean them up and use a black marker, which would just be purely superficial to make them look black again. But I think what we're going to do is just going to clean them up, dry them out. That's probably going to be the only part on the back end that's going to look knackered still. I don't know, I might actually spruce these up a little bit. I might give them a once over maybe. I don't know, we'll come back to them. Okay, so let's prevent any squeaks. Paraffin, 100% paraffin, non-scented candle on a grater. What we want to do is pack the bushing cup, just get a decent pinch and just pack it in. Wipe up any excess. Just wax up your end like tweaking a nipple. Woohoo! Woohoo! Just be sure to clear off any like excess and stuff, because obviously that's going to be all sealed in with the bushings and what have you, but any hanging around anywhere else, it's just going to pick up dirt. You can put a bit on your bushing washers as well if you want. We're going to do the same for the front truck. So let's just skip ahead. Let's get that done quick. Like I say as well, just wipe away any of that excess wax. You don't want that lingering around outside the hanger, because it's just gonna attract dirt and grime. It's gonna stick to it. So just clear all that out. So it's pulley bearing time. I'm going to take out these stock pulley bearings which have definitely served their purpose. I'm replacing them with these. FlatLand3D Ceramic Pulley Bearings. Now, these size bearings, you can get them on the internet. You can get them cheaper on the internet than what I've paid for here for these Flatland ones. But I'm a big believer in obviously supporting the skate community. So I've, by the time you've paid for these and like shipping to the UK, it's it's a couple of pound more. But the quality bearings, and big fan of FlatLand3D. So I got these. These went sent to me. Purchased these with my own dollar. So big up FlatLand3D. So yeah, these bad boys are gonna serve me hopefully the next 1,300 miles. Yeah, let's get them installed. That probably looked like I was going quite hard on that then, but this isn't caused by what I just did then, and I knew this was knackered. This is there we go, it's snapped now. This was the battered pulley bearing, which was giving me some grief, so. Served me well. Give this a clean, give the other one a clean, and then we're gonna install these brand new ones. I wouldn't mind as well, but like I cleaned these not that long ago. But I've been hammering it. I've been riding the board so much recently. Look at that. I mean, I love these Kawama 77As. Absolutely love them. And I don't care about aesthetics really. Like, if they perform well, then they perform well, and these really do perform well. But that takes the mick, doesn't it? It was such a lovely shade of blue. And it's just a shame that that shade of blue turns into piss yellow, which is the common way of describing it. A lot of this is off me hands because I'm filthy from doing the board, but these have held up so well as well, like so well. I mean, it's not nothing that. It's getting really dark, guys, so at some point I might end up having to head inside. I want to do this quicker than I have done, but like I say, I've just been really busy today, so I'm just kind of like squeezing in this maintenance throughout the day as things happen. From the side, beautiful. From the front, it stinks of piss. Doesn't stink a piss. I'm sure you guys in New York, though, from what I've heard, you ride through some pretty literal pissy and shitty situations. I've actually heard San Francisco is quite bad for like human shit. Like, I don't want to offend anyone, but like that's what I read. I seen a few guys online all saying about how they ride through San Francisco and there's a bit of a situation going on there whereby there's like human shit on the road all the time. What's that about? If you're from San Francisco and that's a load of bollocks, please comment down below and tell me otherwise. But if it's true, comment down below and tell us if there's a bit of a human excrement situation going on in San Francisco. I hope not, because it looks like such a beautiful place to go. And it'd be a shame if there's There's a few down and outs just shitting in the street. Anyway, let's put these new bearings in. FlatLand3D. Served me well, guys. In fact, before I pop that in, I want to give the inside of that a good clean out, because beautiful. Right. What we need to do now is assemble all the board back together. We're going to get rid of these knackered skid plates. Going to put on the brand new skid plates. And job's a good one. Might get some pictures of all the board disassembled. Head over to my Instagram page. That's down. I'm going to put that like here. Go over to my Instagram page. Check out some pictures that I've taken. And yeah, hit the subscribe button, which coincidentally is also like down here. Like, see it right there? Just grab your mouse like this, or well, you might say your mouse if you're on PC, or your finger. So like, if you copy my hand and like pull your finger over to here, and just like click that there, like boop. Ugh. Oh yeah, I forgot, these guys are resting over here, and that's working. I'm going to get like the wire brush, so rather than the soft brush, get the wire brush, brush them out. Trust me, it works. White vinegar, salt, any rusted like screws and stuff, let them soak in it, give them a good scrub with a wire brush, and it just sorts them out. Or buy new ones, whatevs. This place is a mess. I'd like to have kept it all neat and knolled, but you know, I didn't. Right, okay, so I brought it indoors. It's got too dark outside, so let's have a look. These rusted bolts I was saying before. Yes. I'm just getting me thumbnail picture. Okay, so I've knolled the board. It's been knolled. That's Instagram shizzle right there. And all that's left to do now is to reassemble the whole thing. Let's speed through it so you haven't got to sit around for the next 25 minutes. And that's it. Your beautiful board. Good as new. Ready? It's not working. Only messing.